Welcome to Week in Focus. I'm Iago.
And I'm Aimara. Today, we're bringing you the most critical stories shaping our world this week, from high-stakes international diplomacy to major domestic shifts, financial markets, and the expanding reach of artificial intelligence.
We begin in the Middle East, where geopolitical tensions remain extremely high. Tensions between the United States and Iran continue to fluctuate, with negotiations ongoing via Oman regarding shipping access through the strategic Strait of Hormuz.
That's right, Iago. While President Trump paused planned military strikes following initial talks, Tehran maintains that the critical waterway will not fully reopen without further U.S. concessions on sanctions and military pressure.
Meanwhile, in the Gaza conflict, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu publicly rejected elements of a U.S.-backed 15-point peace proposal, insisting Israeli forces will not withdraw until Hamas is genuinely disarmed.
Turning to Eastern Europe, the war in Ukraine persists with heavy strikes reported on both sides. President Volodymyr Zelensky notably warned that up to 50,000 North Korean troops could be deployed to aid Russian forces.
And in East Asia, severe weather made headlines as Typhoon Dolphin struck China's eastern coast, forcing the evacuation of over 300,000 people and grounding over 1,000 flights in Shanghai.
Moving over to American politics, Washington saw a major late-night legislative victory for the administration.
In a razor-thin 50-49 vote, the U.S. Senate confirmed Todd Blanche as the nation's new Attorney General. In addition, Congress advanced stopgap funding measures to avert a federal government shutdown.
On the judicial front, a federal appeals court ordered a halt to the administration's planned $400 million White House ballroom project, ruling that explicit congressional approval is required.
In a razor-thin 50-49 vote, the U.S. Senate confirmed Todd Blanche as the nation's new Attorney General. In addition, Congress advanced stopgap funding measures to avert a federal government shutdown.
Crossing the Atlantic to Europe, migration tensions have triggered a diplomatic friction between Spain and Italy.
Political dynamics are also shifting on the campaign trail ahead of the midterms. In Michigan's Democratic Senate primary, progressive Abdul El-Sayed secured a major victory over establishment candidate Haley Stevens, signaling an ideological shift within the party.
At the same time, Southern Europe faces environmental challenges, with heat waves and severe wildfires impacting France, Greece, and Spain.
Following a massive surge of arrivals at Spain's North African enclave of Ceuta, Spain threatened border checks on Italian travelers in response to Rome's border restrictions.
In the United States, economic indicators delivered a surprising mixed signal. Non-farm payrolls unexpectedly dropped by 23,000 jobs in July, driving down market expectations for an upcoming Federal Reserve rate hike.
Turning now to the economy, global markets are keeping a close watch on energy volatility caused by the Strait of Hormuz situation.
Over in Europe, stock markets like the Stoxx 600 hit high levels, though energy price surges bumped Eurozone inflation up to 2.9%.
Soybeans rose 1.64% this week, coffee fell 2.49%, and iron ore stayed flat.
In the U.S., the Dow gained 0.77%, the S&P 500 rose 0.68%, and the Nasdaq climbed nearly 1%. Europe's DAX and CAC 40 both advanced over 1%.
Asia was mixed. Shanghai surged 3.34%, Japan's Nikkei rose 2.9%, but Hong Kong's Hang Seng slipped 1.23%. In South America, Brazil's Ibovespa dropped 3%, Argentina's Merval fell nearly 6%, while Chile's IPSA gained almost 2%.
Finally, in entertainment and technology, artificial intelligence continues to transform global media and spark heavy debate.
In Europe, the strict transparency rules of the EU AI Act are coming into force, mandating clear labels on synthetic content and deepfakes.
Additionally, a landmark legal decision in Germany ruled against AI music developer Suno over copyright training data, pushing AI music companies toward strict watermarking standards.
In Hollywood and American theme parks, studios are using AI behind the scenes for production, though audience concerns over creative authenticity remain central.
And on a traditional note for stargazers, look up to the sky next week. The annual Perseid meteor shower is expected to peak under ideal dark sky conditions around August 12th and 13th.
A spectacular natural show to round out an eventful week.
That's all for this edition of Week in Focus. Thank you for watching.
Stay safe, stay informed, and have a great week ahead.